Making another follow-up video from yesterday's video, this time with the Vamo V5, and this time around I actually have a sub-ohm dripping atomizer. It's the Omega. I have a 0.4 ohm coil in here, a dual coil, 3/4 wraps, 28 gauge twisted Canthal A1. So I'll go ahead and show you that. I'm not a big fan of sub-ohm. I prefer microcoils. But that being said, with the sub-ohm I have to use my mech mods, obviously, because it's not going to run on anything else. My thoughts on the Vamo, and I was talking to you about the Ego and how I used to say that I carry it around. Ego is still pretty good for $15. You cannot beat it. But the Vamo is great. I'm not going to review it because there's plenty of other videos out there, but the Vamo definitely has a lot more power. I'm running this at 4.9 volts, which is pretty much the same as the Ego, but I noticed that I could draw a lot more power out of these 18650 batteries. So even if I have it the same voltage, just the ramp up time on the Vamos are much better, especially with that larger battery. I've been vaping on this all morning and it's actually been holding up perfectly. I'm at 3.7 volts. I started at 3.7 volts, so it'll last me probably a day plus. Now you can see that its vapor production is awesome. Especially on this Kanger tank. With the stock coils, 2.4 ohm or it's supposed to be 2.4 ohm, but the great thing about the Vamo is it has an ohms checker. So it's actually reading 2 ohms. 2 ohms at 4.9 volts. This would be, see here, 4.9 volts at 2 ohms. Pushing out 2.45 amps at 12 watts. This is basically a maxing out an Ego battery, but with the Vamos, it has I could draw about 5 amps. The battery could draw over 10 amps, but the Vamo itself will only let you draw 5 amps. So I'm still well within my limits. I could tell right away that it does have a lot more power. The heat up is real quick. I could let this sit for 5 minutes, grab it, press the button, inhale, and then I'll still get that same vapor. Unlike the Egos, where the first vape would be a little bit weaker, and then the second, third would start getting more and more better. As far as APVs, man, the Vamo V5, I can't recommend it enough. It's big. It's big, so it's hard to carry around. So I mean, if I'm still going out, I'm probably still gonna stick with my Ego, but I'm gonna show you what this produces with my Ego, and let you decide. The power differences. It's immense, and this Ego is set also at no, it's 4.1 volts, so I'll go ahead and set it at a higher voltage. Here. Up. So there you go. This should be about 4.9. So it still produces a good vapor, right? It's definitely not as good as a throat hit as the Vamo is, and the Vamo will last longer battery life wise. If I am going around, I'm not going to use this drip tip. This is the extra long Omega drip tip. I'll just use the regular drip tip that the Kanger Protein 3 came with. but good vapor. You guys saw this in my other video. I'm gonna try to make this video under 10 minutes. This is that microcoil that I could put on my Ergo. I changed out the coil. I put regular coils in there, and then it was horrible. That dual microcoil that I showed you before, I put that in there, and then the dual microcoil at 1.5 ohms, it didn't hit worth junk. Took them out, I put regular coils in here, I built regular coils, and then again it didn't hit that well. And I made that regular coil, I just pinched it together to make it a microcoil, and then now I have a microcoil in here, but from regular coils, and it's just, it works, but not as good as yesterday, but it's still fine. This is reading 1.6 ohms. So yesterday's coil was 1.9 ohms. This is 1.6 ohms. Go ahead and tighten that up. Drip a little bit on here. I'm gonna go ahead and lower the voltage to 4.6. 4.6 should be 4.4? 4.5. Let's be safe. 4.5. 4.3. 4.3. And let's vape it at that. I don't know what fluid should I drip on here. I'm actually running out. Yesterday's bottle of OMG WTF is done for, and this is a brand new bottle, and this is already getting to right about there. So I'm gonna stop using this stuff. That's my last bottle. Went through 4 bottles, so it's not something that I'm wanting to use. And I will use the Vaping Pure Strawberry, low 6 milligram. This stuff is horrible in the tank, but when you drip with it, it's actually pretty tasty. So, just gonna go ahead and put a few drops on there, put about 4. Line up the hole, pop it down. Okay, and there you go, it's working. So with these rebuildable drip atomizers, you're gonna get a lot more vapor, and it's gonna give you that flavor, especially with the microcoils. I do actually have a sub-ohm this time around. I'll go ahead and show you that. That's just for vapor production. That the flavor is not as great. Like I said, it's a 3/4 wrap of Canthal 28 gauge twisted. So I'm running 0.4 ohms on that, and drawing a crap load of power, draining my batteries. And all it's good for is really cloud tracing, which I'm not in it for cloud tracing, but the flavor definitely. I'm a huge fan of the flavor. So I'm just want to show you the Vamo. It's hard to carry around, but I definitely recommend it, especially at home vaping. If you're gonna use a microcoil on a drip, the Vamo, definitely recommend it. Wow, it's a lot of vapor. I still have my cold, so I'm drinking tea. Hopefully my cold will get better soon. I can't take big drags. Especially because I'm not congested. My friend's over here, he's sleeping. You can see his feet. He could take large drags, even on the sub-ohm. And it produces a lot of clouds. For me, I tend to take short drags in the sub-ohm. Still a lot of vapor production, but man, this microcoil on this rebuild drip atomizer is awesome. The flavor is just immense. especially with something heavy VG like that vaping juice. I mean, I taste strawberry going in, going out, and then lingering afterwards. Okay, so it's dry. That was a very dry hit. 3 drops. 3 or 4 drops in them. Whew. I'm not gonna do that anymore. So let's go ahead and put this off to the side. Oh, I'm already at 10 minutes. I'll try to keep this video 15 minutes, I guess, or under 15 minutes. I very much recommend the Vamo V5, especially because you can remove the battery. It's going to be a little bit harder if you go on vacation with it because you need to bring a battery charger. Vacation, good setup. So all you need to do is just bring a little USB charger thing and it plugs right up, works perfect. Produces great vapor, not like the rebuildable dripping atomizers, but still, I mean, for a tank. I'll get better vapor on that. I'll get better vapor production on that Vamo. Flavor will be about the same, but there's that instantaneous power. This one I gotta take 2-3 drags, and then I'll start to get that. That good vapor production there. Good. Now for the last part, I guess I'll use the Nemesis, or the Nemesis. I'll go ahead and let me see here. Maybe I'll just use the Magneto. This is the adjustable telescoping, and I'll drop in a pretty much dead 18650 battery. Yes, it's at 3.6 volts. It's not dead, but it's not fresh. Definitely, it's at the point where I should charge it. Go ahead and use this and show you the sub-ohm real quick, and why I'm not a big fan of sub-ohm. That is a sub-ohm. 0.4 ohms. Sub-ohm means under 1 ohm. So let me see here. See if this is going to fire up. So you can see there, I'm not sure if you can see there, but that is the twisted 28 gauge, and then if I just fire that up, you'll see that dry coil, but I'm gonna go ahead and tidy up that coil just a little bit. That we'll have to do. I don't want to get it too close to that wall, so just move it over a little bit to the left. There you go. See if it, very good. Go ahead and add maybe 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, right? 5, 6, 6 drops. Because it is dual coil and sub-ohm. Like I said, I'm not a fan of sub-ohm, and I'll show you why. And I might even cough on this, especially because I still have a cold. There you go, and I'm going to run with 2 holes. The reason why I went sub-ohm with Omega is because it has 2 large air vents. They're adjustable. Switch to 1, and then you can just move it to the side and then cover half of it. Definitely a must if you're going to go sub-ohm is to have large air holes. There you go. This was very airy. That was mouth to lung. You saw the vapor production. It's massive. Just like a 0.1 second hit here. Subo. So the flavor is not going to be like the microcoil. The microcoil gives you very good flavor. The Subo though will produce an immense amount of clouds or smoke or vapor, whatever you want to call it. I'm taking short hits. I'm not going to take a long hit off this. I'm going to cough for sure. My friend over here, he's sleeping, but he could definitely take a long hit, and then he'll fill this room. And I have a pretty gigantic room. He'll fill this room with smoke. So. I'm blowing to the side, so I'm not blowing into the camera. It's an immense amount of smoke. 0.4 ohms. Because I did the 4 wraps instead of the 3. I could have dropped it down to 0.3 or 0.2. Usually this kind of build produces 0.2 ohms. I didn't want that, especially with this FS battery. So 0.4 ohms, which is still sub-ohm, which is still an immense amount of smoke. Whew. This is great for when you're bored, more of a hobby. This isn't the thing I'll do to kill a Nick buzz. This is not for something that, you know, oh, I want a cigarette, I think I'll grab one of these and that's like a cigarette, no. Ooh. This is like a cigarette. This is perfect to kill a cigarette buzz. I like this. This is overkill, and I'm pretty much dry, but I'll hit it anyways. Overkill. So I just want to show you guys the sub-ohm that I said I would. I'll make a video about it. Sub-ohm on a mech mod, and then the Vamo V5. Definitely recommended. It's better than the Ergo twist batteries, but it's less portable. Still, if I'm not going to leave the home too far away, I might take this with me. Might. But as far as like portability and its vapor production, you know, the Ego C twist, especially because if I lose it, I wouldn't worry too much. Even the Vamo, I'll still feel kind of bad if I lost it, you know. But then the Ergo, I can just replace it right away. So it's not a big problem. Sub-ohming, and this is at like 3.6 volts. So on a full charge battery at like 4.2 volts, this thing's gonna produce bigger clouds. If you're into that kind of stuff, yay! But I'm not. That's just for fun, I guess. And for my vaping my vaping pleasures, I'll probably use the Vamo V5 with a Kinker Pro tank, and that seems to be a great setup. I like it very much. Just clean that off a little. Put that on my Vamo. Perfect. Check the ohms. 2 ohms. Check the volts. I'll go ahead and pump this to 4.9 volts. This thing will go all the way to 6 volts or 15 watts. I like 4.9 volts on this Kinker tank. And it's like a cigarette. It's wonderful. I'm going to use the extra long drip tip just because I want to look more sophisticated, and maybe sometimes like Harry Potter. Definitely gives me a bigger hit. I'm going to go ahead and close off the air a little bit by moving up this beauty ring or sleeve or whatever you want to call it. Now, mouth to lung, less A tighter draw will give you a thicker smoke, more throat hit, which I actually like. And now I'm at 2 weeks and 1 day, no cigarettes. Thank you for watching. This is going to be my last vaping video. So if you do have any questions or you want to see more videos about vaping, go ahead and leave a comment or give me a message, and I'll go ahead and make another video, I guess, about that. The coil wrapping, I'm not going to make a video because there's a lot of other people that already wrap their coils. If you guys want to see me do it with a screwdriver, then I might show you. I might make a video. If I get enough requests, I'll do it for you. Thank you for watching.